I'm Michael Carroll, a senior editor with Mobile World Live, and I'm joined by Chika Ekeji of MTN Group and Sean Liu of Huawei. Guys, welcome.
Thank you.
Hi. It's very good to see you. Thank you for joining us. And if you would like to come with us now into our extended reality space, we'll speak a little more. Chika, Sean, thank you so much for joining me in the extended reality space. Chika, MTN Strategy, what is it and how does the strategy enable MTN's development?
So, MTN has a belief statement that everyone deserves the benefits of a modern, connected life. And it's important because our strategy is grounded on that belief statement. It's not just the rich or the poor or the haves or the have-nots. It's everyone on the continent, and we are a Pan-African firm. And we have a platform strategy. And that platform strategy that we've shared with the market is built really around 5 core platforms: fintech, network as a service, enterprise, digital, centered around Ayoba, and Shenosis, our API marketplace. Fintech is really all about scaling our fintech and financial services business, which is the underpinning anchor of a financial inclusion drive across the continent. The enterprise is really all about scaling out our ICT and going beyond basic services to support the enterprises in Africa as they continue to develop along their trajectory of growth and generate more business value, create more jobs, and continue to drive development of the continent. Digital is all about introducing and scaling Ayoba, our super app, which serves as a conduit in many cases for a first entry point into the internet, but begins to integrate multiple services, entertainment, communication, etc., that really begin to make the experience of enjoying the internet even more value added for our customers. Similarly, Shenosis is our API marketplace, which is really all about taking the capabilities of the telecommunications firm of us alongside other partner capability as well, and exposing that through APIs that allow developers integrate this functionality and generate even new and interesting business models as they go. And then finally, there's network as a service, which is all about taking our network assets, which are scaled across the continent, and asking the question, how can we make this into an even bigger value-added asset that allows us to begin to share that capability with partners in countries we operate in, and ultimately in new and interesting ways as we continue to invest in our ultimate growth on the continent.
And Chika, how will MTN maximize the value of your networks and prepare for the continuous evolution in the future?
So I think there are 2 things, or 2 categories of things that we're doing. Number one, we continue to invest in this network, whether it's in 5G future technologies, or in rural connectivity, or exploring new technologies as they evolve to make sure that we provide the right technology, the right option for our customers to connect them when they're in motion, when they're at home, when they're at work, wherever they are. So there's that continuous investment and innovation in that particular network space to further connect our customers around the continent. And then there's also the network as a service pillar, right, of our strategy, which is all about helping to further monetize our assets, perhaps even well beyond our own usage. So one of the areas where we've done a lot of work recently and continue to is in beginning to scale out our national roaming services across the continent beyond South Africa into other countries where historically this wasn't available. And again, this is all linked ultimately to maintaining competitiveness but driving in better access for customers, whether or not they originally were on our network. And so that's part of how it is we're maximizing the value of these network assets that we have.
Excellent. And you mentioned beyond the connectivity services, what new businesses will MTN create to achieve continuous growth of the group? And what key measures will MTN take to support the continuous development of those new businesses?
So if you think about our strategy, the new businesses upon which we are betting actively are inherently communicated or articulated in the strategy. Digital, around Ayoba. Enterprise, which goes beyond simply connectivity to really advanced services in IoT, in security, and other services that are of relevance to the enterprise space. And of course, We have network as a service, which we talked about. That's really more along the network side. But she knows this is the API gateway, and that's one of the additional new areas that we're investing heavily in. Of course, our Scale FinTech play remains our flagship platform. And those collectively are essentially what we think of as, hey, beyond connectivity in the basic or direct sense, where is it that we are placing bets, and what is it that we think are growth vehicles that can take us significantly to the next level of impact delivery and ultimate shareholder value creation. And to support the continuous development of these businesses, it's important for us to look internally and evolve our operating models, our ways of work, and make sure that we bring in and future fit our organization with the capabilities, human capital that's necessary. Secondly, it's also important that we make the investments and we have a disciplined capital allocation framework that allows us to continue to invest where it is that's important to ultimately deliver that return that we anticipate. But then third, and perhaps just as importantly, we cannot deliver all these alone or in isolation. So it's important to invest in partnerships, relationships with entities far and wide that have the capabilities or the specialized knowledge or know-how that allows us to actually deliver on this. And so those relationships remain important, and we continue investing in them and leveraging them to deliver ultimately on these new business models.
Well, you mentioned partnerships, so it's a good time to bring Sean in. So, such as MTN, I believe that Huawei it works with many other operators, and they're doing the same. So, Sean, from your perspective globally, how have global telecom operators approached their beyond connectivity services?
Based on my insight, looking at the global operators, their strategic positioning, generally we can divide them into three categories. The first one is connectivity for all, focusing on the core connectivity business, investing a lot in 5G and fiber. They believe that connectivity is the most strategic asset, and they can find the controlling point to get the maximized benefit. Typical cases come from Western world, in which telcos partner with big OTT, and their connectivity plays the role as the experience interest. The second one is connectivity plus computing platforms, expanding their business scope to cover the whole ICT infrastructure. They believe that the diversified digital ecosystem could work better running on the best ICT infrastructure to enable the digital economy moving forward. Typical cases come from China, in which telcos take national responsibilities to operate the whole infra and offering differentiated experience and fundamental innovations to this society. Of course, even this enables the digital sovereignty. The third one addresses the strategic opportunities. Normally, there is digital gap. Full stack connectivity, computing, and applications is their philosophy of platform economy. Yes, MTN is one of the best examples. They rely on the huge user base of connectivity and expand to digital platforms, even applications, to speed up their growth, investing in cloud, network as a service, super app, and fintech, which are the emerging demand in Africa. Perhaps you will have one question: are they leaving connectivity business? No, all of them put connectivity as their core and work hard to make it stronger and extend its business based on connectivity capabilities, eventually benefiting connectivity. It is very interesting.
Well, you're quite right, it is interesting. So, Sean, what is Huawei doing to support global telecom operators in growing their new business beyond connectivity?
With this kind of similar philosophy, what we are doing at Huawei is developing the fundamental capabilities of ICT. According to the latest report, jointly released by Huawei, Economist Group, and GSMI, 10% of mobile adoption increasement will bring around 1% of GDP growth. And the introduction of advanced mobile generation will bring around 15% of extra benefit. So we do not keep innovations for end-to-end connectivity only, but also next generation evolution. For example, 5.5G era initiatives, as well as full stack computing. Meanwhile, based on ICT, we are expanding the capabilities to new industries such as cloud, digital power, and intelligent auto, smart devices, and sensing. Eventually, the new industry contribute back to ICT. The strategic intent of this approach is to put connectivity, even ICT, as the core and create a synergistic effect around the connectivity foundation of telcos and create a new height of business success. May I redefine the beyond connectivity like this? Do you agree?
Certainly do. And Sean, Chika, that is a very interesting summary of how operators can use connectivity to benefit all, but also bolster their business in partnership and move beyond just connectivity. So Sean, Chika, thank you both so much for joining us today at Win Win Live. We will see you next time.